Yeah. Uh-huh. 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 Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. 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 Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now, from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength. not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart. And God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread. Healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare and we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory, we give you peace, we give you honor, we give you blessing, we give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you, the fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name, ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty, it's yours. I decree it and I speak it. In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes You O Cubed. It's one-on-one, just me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and I'm so glad that you joined me on this fine day. Y'all, it's Friday. It's a fresh start Friday. Yes, it is Friday, January the 28th. Isn't that just absolutely unbelievable? January the 28th in the year 2022. And it is so good to have every last one of you in the room on this morning. Thank you so much for joining me and coming in and being a part of the family on this week. You are just a blessing. You just don't know. You just don't know. You just don't know how much of a blessing you all have been to me. Now, you know how we get this started. We like to start off with Grandpa Holmes's chair and everybody that's in that VIP section. And I tell you what, it's just a beautiful thing to see how you guys are coming along. I want you to know I got a phone call. I got an early morning phone call from Mr. Integrity himself early this morning as he was taking care of some business out and about in the streets. And he called and just inquired of me, did he make the chair this morning? I said, well, Bishop, you were a little slow on the trigger today. So, no, you didn't make the chair. And he said, that's okay. I'm going to keep striving. And one of these days, I'm going to get in Grandpa Holmes's chair. So y'all pray his strength in the Lord, because he's really trying. He's trying everything he knows to get in Grandpa Holmes's chair. So now I appreciate him. He does not have Discord, and he doesn't know how to do all that maneuvering and whatnot. But baby, even in the midst of Bishop Ronald B. Andrews, listen, and he's serving notice on everybody that he's coming for you. He's coming for you. That's the kind of spirit I like. I love that attitude. But in the meantime, let's deal with those that actually did get their lips, their hips, and their fingertips in Grandpa Holmes's chair. The third one in the room that made it this morning is none other than Miss Fabulous, otherwise known as Mel Holiday. You did that, girl. Now she's trying to be some kind of melons up in here. She's trying to be some kind of melons up in here. She told Jesus it'd be all right if we changed her name. So I want to congratulate you. Yes. Give it to her. You made it in the love seat on this morning, not Grandpa Holmes's chair, but you did get your lips, hips, and your fingertips on the love seat. Now, the first runner up and the second person in the Lion's Den this morning was none other than Shelly Thunder. Shelly Thunder, you did that. You get a seat on the love seat. As Bishop Andrews calls it, he said the love chair. You got on the love chair this morning, and I appreciate you, Shelly Thunder, for coming on up in the Lion's Den and setting the atmosphere right for us. And that's what you guys do every morning when you come in with all of that excitement and all of that power. Y'all come in with power. I want to appreciate you. Now, at the end of the day, though, only one can get their lips, hips, and fingertips in Grandpa Holmes's chair, and that's none other than Truck driver, you are the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. Come on and take your seat, sir. You did that, Brother James. Come on, James Sims is in the house. He's in the house. Y'all better give it up for the brethren. I need to move him so we can see his face a little better, don't I? But at the end of the day, I just want you to know. Now, let me tell you what. My trusty faithful, when we came out talking about we were going to Bishop said, can we have a king and queen of the chair? And I just want to serve you notice. My controller, yes, my engineer, she said, no ma'am, no sir. We're not about to have king and queen of the chair up in here. So I'm sorry, y'all. We just not gonna get that men and ladies chair. So you see, you gotta do it like truck drivers doing it. You gotta do it like my brother. Let me put that handsome face up there one more time. You gotta do it like truck drivers doing it. You just gotta get your lips, hips, and your fingertips on up in there. And in this Lion's Den, we don't do the gender thing. We just everybody. Rebel said, no ma'am, no sir. Y'all got me cracking up. I love you guys. I love you. Yes, Teresa. He wanted the king and queen. He asked me, he called me yesterday morning. He called me the first time to see if he got in the chair. And then he called me back and said, can we have the ladies and the men's? Can we have the king and queen chair? So I've been informed, as I said, my executive producer doesn't play. She was like, no. Y'all see what she said? Equal opportunities. She said equal opportunities in the Lion's Den. We're not doing that over here. Y'all so funny. Y'all keep me cracking up. I just got to tell you. just got to tell you. So at the end of the day, I appreciate everybody. Now, you know how I do it. I like to come back as well while we're in this phase right here and say thank you to my, these are some awesome moderators. Come on and get that mod love going. Shelly Thunder, she makes her way in here and gets very often. You went to sleep, MCP 812. I knew something was going on when I didn't see your name in there. Oh my goodness. Shelly Thunder is a moderator, and I call her the prophetess. I appreciate her in the Lion's Den because, listen, I couldn't make it without these sisters. Y'all see, even during the week, up above my head, I hear thunder in the air. There must be a Shelly Thunder somewhere. So y'all, so even as we had different activities going on this week, and so many things were being shared and the flow was going, honey, they jump right in there and they get to talking and they get to sharing. They get, come on with that mod love. Come on with that kapow. That's what I'm talking about. I love this sister. And our fearless leader, yes, our executive engineer, and I appreciate the executive producer and the lead. She takes the lead, and I tell you what, she has done a marvelous job. As I shared with you all, I moved my studio, and she has worked untiringly to get the studio set up in the new location. And so I appreciate her for that. She just does all that behind the scene kind of stuff, and she never really likes a lot of light shining on her. But every now and then I just got to stop and say thank you, because mother really worked this week, and I really appreciate her for that. Now, coming and bringing up the flank is my quiet storm, and I appreciate Michelle Browno, these three right here, and the story that she sent on yesterday. I hope you all went out there. If I was not able to actually run the video because the footage was gone, but the story, it's written out there. I hope some of you all went in the Discord channel and took a look at that story, because it was very, very, very powerful. Thank you for the biddies, MCP 812. Thank you for the biddies. I appreciate that. I know you never have to do it, but I thank you. But that story that she brings, that's why I told you, she changes the atmosphere just by her presence being in the room, and she's always looking out. She's always looking out. Jesus is always looking out for me, but so are these three ladies. Thank you for the biddies, BTD Mom. I appreciate you. Oh my goodness. I had to look over and say, y'all done, I'm just pretty near started a hype train already. We just getting started. Thank you so much, BTD Mom. I appreciate you for your generosity. And you didn't have to do it, but you did. Thank you so much. You know, but these ladies keep us going. I appreciate all that they do in the Lion's Den. It is just such a blessing, and I'm honored. I have to say that. I have to say that. Now, I'm going to come on, and we're going to go ahead and get the coffee cups out, because I want to say good morning to everybody that's in here. I appreciate you so much. I'm sounding a little deep this morning. I've been real active, and so I think my little body is like, girl, you almost 60. You better sit your lips, hips, and fingertips down somewhere. So I'm sounding real deep. I'm sounding real deep. I'm sounding real deep this morning, y'all. Get your coffee cup out. Get your coffee cup out. Get your coffee cup out. And with that, I want to say good morning to you. Now, let me come over on. Oh, come on over here. And y'all done triggered a hype train. Thank you so much, Uncle Diddy. Uncle Diddy is a streamer, y'all. If you're not following Uncle Diddy, I want you to follow him. And I want to say to you all, thank you for the hype train. You never have to do it, but I appreciate you. Y'all just so loving. You're just so listen, these folks, they got a train out here. We're off with the train. Rebel Inc. It's just like when we came on Tuesday, we were still in the intros and the promos, and a hype train was running through in the promos. I appreciate you guys are such beautiful people. I want to say good morning to you, Uncle Diddy. Again, if you're not following him, please follow Uncle Diddy. I want to say good morning to the Rebel Inc. Oh, come on, Tall Pumps. I appreciate you. Thank you for that resub. I appreciate you. Come on in the room, and good morning to you. That's my poll. Listen, she's the keeper of the poll. Did I hear poll? I appreciate you. Come on in the room. Tall Pumps, and she's pumping tall. That's the way we roll her over here. Now, you know, I see her. Shelly Thunder. Rashida is in the room. And listen, I appreciate you for being in here. Stacy 546, good morning to you, and I see you. Teresa Jones, that's my sister, and my 411. I appreciate you so. Quit throwing that 60 out there. You know, I break all the rules with that, Teresa, and I've always broken the rules with that. You know, I had a senior lady that came to me. I was much younger, and she came to me and yes, tall pumps. Oh. For the hype train. But Teresa, you know, I had a senior lady that came to me, and she you know, she kind of walked up to me, and she was just a tad bit sedity, and she told me, she said, a real lady never tells her age. And I'm like, well, listen, sis, I'm a real lady and I tell my age. So I guess, you know, I've never fit in the mold of what people want me to do, because I don't know what the problem is about saying how old I am. But I am telling you, my body, anybody in the room over 50, y'all might as well testify, tell the truth, and shame the devil. It's now a pole train. y'all need prayer. Y'all just tell the truth and shame the devil. You know your body does not function like it did before 50. You just not. Now, I'm doing all I can to keep this baby going. I want to keep it. Listen, it doesn't bother me either, Teresa. I'm above the ground. Listen, Stacy. I'm a lady, but I don't care about the numbers. The numbers do nothing. So for all of the sisters that stay 39 for 100 years, you know, knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. Come on, Crazy Berrytown. Good morning to you. I see you. Crazy Berrytown is a streamer. If you're not following her, man, yesterday she had stretches, and sometimes as we are moving and operating, stretching is exactly what we need. And so not only did she do Zumba, but yesterday the stretches, it was just marvelous. Crazy Berrytown, I thank you for just being you, and I'm gonna talk about her just a little bit later here in just a minute, but thank you. MCP 812, I appreciate you, sis. You are just a blessing, and I'm so glad. Hugs coming to you. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see Mel Holiday, Miss Fabulous, and whatever them melons are, I see you in the room. Come on in here. So glad to have you on this fine day. I'm so glad, again, coming on up, Stacy 546, I see you. Sheila Miles, I see you. SK 8843, I see you. BT Deep Mom, I see you. Anita Harvey, I see you in the room. DJ Onyx Heart is a streamer, and he's in the room, y'all. He's in the room, and he's already down to 18 cups. Let's make it 17. I appreciate you for being in here. If you're not following him, please give him a follow. That's my brother, and I appreciate him. Now, coming on up, I'm looking, I'm trying to make sure I haven't missed. Now, listen, my pastor is in the room. Kim Possible 711, all the way from the ATL. I see you, and I'm going to talk about her just a little bit later as well, but you know how I say it. Anything is possible when Kim Possible's in the room, and oh, thank heaven for 711. DJ James Dark Knight is in the room. I see you. Thank you for coming in. A streamer, if you're not following, please follow him. Nathan Lamont, that's my baby. Listen, I listened and I watched. He is out here gigging in these streets, y'all. And I said, this baby better squall. That's my squalling baby. You did some good singing. I love it. I love the band. I love it. Keep on doing what you're doing and work it out, sir. Work it out. Work it out. Any of you all can follow him because he's actually streaming it on Facebook Live. So follow my baby. We support everybody up in here. DJ James Dark Knight, I want to say thank you for coming in. I saw you earlier and I thought you were lurking, but thank you for coming on in here. Truck Driver 57 is my Mufasa. Oh, yes, yes, yes. When the lions roar, he's in the number, y'all, and I appreciate him in the midst on today. Now, I'm coming on up. I hope I haven't missed anybody. Let me take a quick look over here. Coming on down, coming on down, coming on down. I think I got everybody, and I think we're ready to go. I love you guys so much. I really, really do. I also want to say this as we're preparing and getting ready for this afternoon at 12 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. At 12 o'clock on today, we will be in our Good Grief session led by none other than Crazy Berrytown and Kim Possible 711. I want to invite you all to come. And as Crazy Berrytown said, you may not be grieving yourself and you may feel like you don't need it personally, but just come, even if you just want to come hold space for those that are. We have an awesome time in our Good Grief session. And then the afterglow that takes place in Discord, you're welcome to come to that as well, which gets a little more intimate and a little more direct for people that want to specifically share. I am so honored to be able to host this particular program because it's so vitally needed. And these ladies do an excellent job in helping to navigate through the process of grief. Grief is not only the loss of a loved one, but grief can encompass so many things. So if you find yourself in a place of grief, I want you to come and join Crazy Berrytown and Kim Possible 711, because what they're doing is just so powerful, so powerful. I have to even acknowledge in that. I want to thank everybody, and thank you for the hype train, y'all. I appreciate that. Everybody that gave, I want you to know, I want to say thank you to you. Because again, you didn't have to do it, but you did. I want to acknowledge everybody that's come in this week. We've had a great week. We've had a great time. And I still want to leave that Crazy Berrytown and Kim Possible Good Grief session, the 12 o'clock noon hour today. I want to leave that up there and impress on your minds. But I want to say thank you, because at the end of the day, I didn't know exactly how I was going to be feeling this week, because this is the 1 year. As a matter of fact, Sunday will be the 1 year anniversary of my mother's passing. And I brought her home. It would have been a year ago yesterday. I brought her home on hospice and was blessed to have my siblings here. Her sister was able to come and spend some time with her. She was able to talk to the grandchildren on the telephone before her passing. So I didn't exactly know how I was going to be feeling. I definitely know I've had a lot more tearfulness these last couple days. It just, y'all know, it just creeps up on you. It just sneaks up on you out of nowhere. And it's okay. One of the reasons why I wanted us to have this space was so that we could normalize grieving. I think that so many times we try to be superhuman and act like we're not affected and not impacted by grief. But grief is a powerful, transformative situation. And I think that I want us to understand so we can start living a healthier, normalized life. I think, again, even as I was saying about our I appreciate that, Nathan Lamontan, for all the prayers and the hugs. I appreciate that. I think that even as we started this week talking about the reality that our Black male suicide rate has jumped 70%. I think we have to identify that we've got to normalize therapy. We've got to normalize counseling. We've got to normalize talking. We've got to normalize dealing with different things and not continue. We've been, particularly for Black people, we've been a group that we take a licking and we just keep on ticking. But sometimes we need to stop ticking. Yeah. And I know that's who we are. That's what we've done. Oh my God, from slavery right on through to the present, we've learned how to be the people that take a licking and just keep on ticking. But sometimes you need to stop the tick and just be still. Just be still and heal. So I see you, truck driver. You've cried every day. And as I said to you on yesterday, there's healing in those tears. There's healing in the tears, you guys. There's nothing wrong with it. And I want to normalize that to the nth degree so that we no longer have to put on this facade that we are so superhuman, and it almost takes away our humanity. It takes away our ability to be real, to be human, to have fear. Jesus wept. St. John 11:35. Why do you think that's in there? Jesus wept because it's trying to do this. DJ T-Rail, blessings to you. Come on in here. He's a DJ. And if y'all not following DJ T-Rail and First Lady, that's my girl, First Lady DJ T-Rail. These are my peeps. Please follow him. But I want us to move away from this mindset that we find ourselves caught in, that we don't feel that. We don't handle it like that. We don't listen. There's a lot that we can learn in how to deal, how to cope, because trauma has a look. We talked about it. It's real. Trauma has a function. Trauma has a transformative. It's like being touched by fire. I said, water and fire. There's a difference between being touched by water and being touched by fire. When you're touched by water, it doesn't actually change the molecules necessarily. You may get some rust and this and that and the other, but it's not actually changing the molecules. It's doing something else. But when you've been touched by fire, that's where you talk about the chemical makeup. The very essence of the thing is being transformed. That's the way trauma is. Trauma is not water. Trauma is like fire. And we have to learn how to get down to the quick and deal with all of those places that come into our world and deal with them as Royal Confessions. If you don't deal with it, it will deal with you. So that's what I want to say this morning about good grief. Come on in here, because I'm telling you, Crazy Berrytown and Kim Possible are doing some awesome streaming toward that end, and I want you to be a part of it. So thank you. I want to say thank you to them for offering their time and their love and their compassion. Then at 2:00 on today, let me go ahead and get this in. My girls will be here with Reboot. 2:00 this afternoon. Those are my millennials, and that session is rated R. So I say R for raw, R for real. And if you can't handle that, I'm gonna probably suggest you might want to sit that one out. But we're getting more and more millennials that are actually coming to that stream, and that's what we're looking for as well. Everybody is welcome, and I love being there just to hear what our young ladies have to say. But we're looking to really impact our youth and millennials in a tremendous way. And then, of course, on Sunday evenings, yes, you, with my friends Jay Bez, Royalty, Tyrone, and Jonna CPW. Now let's get DJ Stacy Blessed One. I see you, sis. I see that's my sister. I love her. I just absolutely love her. And I appreciate her as a streamer. If you're not following her, I want you all to go and follow that DJ right now. As one of the other streamers says, don't do it now. Do it right now. She will bless your whole life. Let's get this party crack-a-lackin'. I think I got all my announcements in there. 12:00, y'all. If I forget to say it, or if you got to go before 12:00 gets here, y'all make sure and make your way back. Now, here we go. While we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, I just want to, I always like to start, if I can, I like to start in the Black Twitter and then work my way around. What are we talking about this morning? Listen, it's hot conversation. Thank you for the biddies, BTD Mom. Y'all clowning up in here. Thank you so much, y'all. I appreciate you. Now listen, Black Twitter is a buzz because Ray J had a whole daggum meeting with 45. So Black Twitter is a buzz. Black Twitter is blowing up. His thing, he said he's meeting with 45 because he's trying to get, and this is the thing I will say, and this is irritating me, and it's my own personal pet peeve, y'all. But president, they keep calling this, yeah, Ray J. I see you, Rebel. I'm at the same point. They keep calling this man the president. This man, you can only have one president at a time. So this whole thing, Ray J, Brandy little brother, that's who I'm talking about. Tall Pumps. That's exactly who I'm talking about. He said he's trying to plan Black initiatives for Black entrepreneurship, and he has so much mad love and respect for 45 DJ Dog Style, thank you for the subscription. Miss Fee, thank you for the subscription. Come through in the 5 months you've been here. We appreciate you. Come on, Doglegs, thank you so much. KB Browns, thank you. Oh, you guys are just Miss Nisi, thank you so much. You guys, I appreciate you. Come on in the Lion's Den. I appreciate every last one of them. So now listen. Thank you for the biddies. Oh my goodness, y'all going to town over here. Thank you so much. BTD Mom, that's my facial expression too. Number one, when was 45 a good businessman? When? Somebody tell me. Thank you for the biddies. Y'all coming through in here. When? Tell me when. Was 45 a good businessman? This man has ran every business he's ever had into bankruptcy. Thank you, DJ Dark Knight, James Dark Knight. Thank you for that 5-pack. Thank you for that 5-piece. I appreciate you. Man, listen. Thank you so much for the love, and I want you to know it's greatly appreciated. I don't take it lightly. Thank you. Listen, I'm since the never every. He has never. And now listen, y'all. Now I'm gonna say this because this started coming up. He never was a president even when he was in office, Stacy. He said, this is Ray J's explanation. Now, I want y'all to be aware. So it feels like, Kim Possible, I see your face and I feel the same way. When? So he's going around because Ray J wasn't the only one there. There were some other brothers that were in that meeting, and you know, they're all coming out. So it seems like to me, it seems like 45 is just going around rounding up random black folk and getting them. Lord Jesus, I just feel some kind of way. I really feel some kind of way. And at the end of the day, this is where I think you all remember when they got, come on, Teresa, sucks up. So at the end of the day, this is where y'all remember Ice Cube kind of got in hot water during the election because he started meeting. And I think it really, I'm going to say this is my take on it. I think 45 does it purposely just to cause a disruption in the black community. That's my personal opinion. I said it. I think that he does it just to cause and create a disruption in the black community, because every time this happens, you get exactly this backlash and all of the everything that starts going on, draining off black voters. And that's exactly where I'm going with the SK 8843. It's an attempt to drain off black. I see you, and I'm gonna give it to you because that's exactly what it is. Could it be? The devil. Baby, it ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. And the amazing thing to me is how he plays into getting the people, yes, the Cheeto. It amazes me how he gets people to play into this whole scenario. Now, Black Twitter right now. Your husband keeps calling you. We praying for you, Crazy Veritable. We praying for you. Diablo, we see you. Now listen, Twitter went to town. Twitter went to town on Ray J. And at the end of the day, you know, I'm like, this little brother, I still have visions of him reaching out, touching the casket. Tim, that's like Jim, except for we're going to say Tim. Hannah's calling. So at the end of the day, Jesus Jamal, I love the middle name too, Nathan Lamont. At the end of the day, I'm like, you know, they came out. He keeps creating confusion, and those who are invited need to decline the invite. I see you, and I hear you, Kim Possible, but they just can't help it. They just can't listen. They need to have all the seats. They just need to have all the seats. They can't help themselves. So, I'm like, what are we doing here? It's foolishness. So now this is a conversation that came up that I really feel somebody said, why does Ray J still have a career? Now, I'm not trying to, I see you, Shelly Thunder. Jim, Crazy Berrytown, Jim. At the end of the day, I still have visions. Y'all remember when they were carrying, hoisted above on their shoulders as they were taking my girl out. They were carrying her out, Whitney, in that beautiful gold casket. And there's Ray J reaching out, touching the casket and falling down, slinking down in his chair, in such grief, just utterly overwhelmed. I just can't go another further. I just can't take it. That's my girl. And we had all kinds of reports about Ray J and what he may have had in the role in her demise. So at the end of the day, I'm sitting there and Tall Pumps, you got so much to say. Do I need to put in the call in? Do I have I might be able to take a call if you want to call in, Tall Pumps. Listen, I saw you, SK8843. We're talking about publicity junkies, folks that just love. I can get the attention any kind of way I can. Give me an opportunity. And baby, Ray J performed Crazy Beartown. That boy, oh my God. If you didn't know Ray J was there, you knew it then. He's standing on the end of the aisle. He's looking at the casket. He's overwhelmed. He reaches out his hand and he touches it. Then he just he just falls out. He just faints dead away. He just can't go another further. And now he gonna come in here talking about he appreciates, respects, and loves this man's business acumen, and he's trying to set up some kind of agenda for Black entrepreneurship. Now, so at the end of the day, listen, why are they still on commercials, BTD Mom? I don't know. But listen, I want you to, if he could touch the if he could touch the hem of her garment energy. Not touch the hem, Tall Pumps. Not touch the hem. He knew he'd be made whole. He knew he'd be made high. He knew he'd be, I could say a bunch of what he knew he'd be. But nonetheless, yes, he touched the hem of the garment. Rebel, he did the Dante. He just fell out. Y'all silly. Y'all need Jesus up in it. Y'all need Jesus Jamal. Not just Jesus. Y'all need Jesus Jamal. At the end of the day, why is this man still flourishing in a career? I don't know. Ray J knows something that we don't know, because he just, listen, he's like baby's kids. They don't die, they multiply. This Joker, he's had so many scenarios where for other people, their careers would have been ended. But this boy just keeps going like the Ever Ready Bunny. And so it's he's full of that brown stuff. Is that what it is, MCP 812? He's full of that brown stuff. Y'all got me dying in here. Is 45 teaching them the finer points of filing bank? But listen, Stacy, is he teaching them how to hook and crook? What else has this man done but hook and crook and not pay his taxes? What are we doing? So at the end of the day, but as long as Ray J is slinging that donkey, women be digmatized. Is that what it is, Crazy Berry Town? It ain't that much in the world, y'all. I don't care how good it is. It ain't that good. It ain't that good. So I'm like, at the end of the day, we need help today. We need help today. Listen, it's the last Friday of the month. We need communion. Turn that water into wine, Jamal. Y'all silly. At the end of the day, this kid, I'm just really trying to figure out, what are you doing? And as it was reported to me, they have many more meetings scheduled. So I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm not impressed. I'm just not impressed. And now I will say this. I know individuals personally. I know black males personally who are 100% 45. So I think all of this is part of the strategy for him to make his reappearance. And somehow or another, I think, as Ice Cube said, I don't know who's going to win the election. And when he was taking his heat during the last election, he said, I don't know who's going to win the election. And if this man is willing to sit down and entertain me and talk to me about an agenda for black folks, I'm willing to talk. I'm not excluding anybody. So y'all remember, and Ice Cube, listen, they melted him. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? They melted that joker. They like, Ice Cube, no sir. They melted that joker. And so, you know, he took a lot of flack. But I know personally a lot of young black males who are saying their businesses flourished under 45 because they were taking advantage of all of those cuts and all of those breaks that 45 put in place for business owners. And so they were very pro 45. And so I don't know if that's not what's going on here. Excuse me. But listen, Crazy Brown, I got the visuals for you, baby. I got the visuals for you in the Lions Den. So at the end of the day, you know, I just have to wonder, is this idea of people that are trying to come up, you know, my thing, and we've been talking about this, we talked about it on yesterday. If you're coming up on somebody else's back, if you're coming up on somebody else's being dissed, if you're coming up on, excuse me, on someone else's misfortune, that's not the way to come up, folks, in my opinion. I'm not that one as I'm chasing paper and I'm chasing the bag so hard it doesn't matter what kind of dastardly, I'm talking about dastardly deeds, it doesn't matter what kind of dastardly deeds I have to operate in, just as long as I can come up. I just don't feel that. Good morning, Royal Confessions, I see you. Come on in here, come on in the Lions Den. I know you're lurking and working as you always are, but honey, they brought you out of lurk. I know what you're talking about. So, you know, I feel like this is not the way to do it. And so I don't know, guys. I feel like with our black brothers that seem to be hopping on this bandwagon, and my thing is, I'm just concerned. So while we talk about the mental health of our black brothers and the increase of suicide rate 70%, and we're talking about how to get all of these under wraps, I don't know that laying down with the devil is the way to get it done either. Because listen, I feel Diablo is in this place, and I'm looking at Ray J, and I got to give him side eye. I'm like, man, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And at the end of the day, for whatever reason, he feels obviously that tall pumps. I just looked up and saw, I heard he was hung. What is going on in the Lions Den? As you take your sip. Oh my God. I need you to go back to the pole, Tom Pumps. I need you to go back to the pole and stay on pole duty. Because listen, when you come off pole duty, the things that come out of your mouth. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Diablo is loose. Raw confessions. Do y'all hear her confession? Raw confessions is confessing that size matters. Oh, Jesus, please, Father God, in the name of Jesus, I need you to come right now in the lion's den, because your cheerings, your cheerings have gone astray. The breakfast sampler. You got the 2 pancakes in the back. You got the strip of sausage, a bacon wrap. And then the 2 eggs and the sausage. We got the breakfast sampler in the lion's den this morning, y'all. The breakfast sampler has shown up once more and again. Oh, not the breakfast sampler. Not the breakfast sampler. Y'all done come through this morning. Yes, we got the 2 pancakes in the back. We got the strip of bacon down the center, and then the 2 eggs and the sausage right there for you. Breakfast sampler is loose in the lion's den. I'm telling you, laughing is great medicine, MCP, because they are killing me up in here. They are killing me. He is a not so much reality star. He needs all the camera time he can get. You know, Kim Possible. It's as they call them, media hoes. I just have to say, you know, but as the old folks used to say, and see, all of these things start coming into my mind. This is not water to wine talk, but water to whiskey. Truck driver, prophesy on the house. This is 90 proof right here. Listen, at 7 o'clock in the morning, y'all. At 7 o'clock in the morning, my clock is 7:54 Central Standard Time. Now, look, this is the thing. You know, I feel like, as the old folks used to say, you can't lay down with the dirty dog and not come up with fleas. And I just, at this point, I just don't know what this Joker is doing. And while he's putting it out there, he's doing this because he's trying to push and promote Black entrepreneurship. I don't know that I want Black entrepreneurship to thrive with the gimmicks and the gadgets of 45. That's just me. That's just me. So I just don't know. Ray J is working with something, Crazy Berrytown said. You not the video, Crazy Berrytown. Oh, God, help the Lord, please help the. Listen, I need everybody in the lion's den right now. I need y'all to bow your head and close your eyes. Because listen, at this point, we have completely derailed this morning. Because I want you to hear and understand that somewhere, someplace, there is a video that is circulating about this man's goods. Oh, Jesus, come here and come here now. I need you. Listen, Crazy Berrytown is somewhere in Atlanta. I just want you to stretch. Y'all know how they do. Stretch your hands in the Atlanta direction. Stretch your hands in her way. Because I want to know how you saw the video. How did you see the video, Crazy Berrytown? Explain it. Explain it, Lucy. Explain it. How did you see the video? How did you listen? I got my coffee cup out. Explain to me how you saw the video. I'm dead. I'm just dead. Wait a minute. Let me get the right one. Fix it, Jesus Jamal. Fix it. Y'all doing the most in here this morning. You guys are doing the most. That's all I can say to you. That's all I can say to you. Oh my Jesus, Lord God, and right now, Father, please come in the lion's den, because your saints have lost their way, Jesus. They lost it. Oh, I just want to know about this video. I just want to know about this video. And you watched it, Crazy Berrytown. That's the part I'm on. And you watched it. That's all I'm saying. And you watched it. Tall Pumps, how are you spelling that? How are you spelling come through? That's all I want to know. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Kim Possible, it did not go well with all of those black pastors that met with 45 either. And I hear you. The only, and he had that evangelical white right that was just, they were just flocking at his feet during his entire president. From Africa, Africa, skinny marinky dinky dink, skinny marinky doo. From Africa. We had all of that madness going on with the pinker side of the evangelical group, but the black pastors were just out there. And so at the end of the day, I don't understand why people don't wake up and smell the coffee. How it is you do not understand that this brother is not for black skinned brothers and sisters. So, and at the end of the day, these are a fine group of people. The Boogaloo Boys, all of these white supremacist groups, these are fine people. What are you saying to me, sir? These are not fine people. These are racists. These are bigots. These are people that have an agenda to continuously keep black folks in a state of oppression. What are you talking about? So, I'm just not, I don't get it. And then at the same time, when you have these evangelicals that are coming out talking about they feel like he was sent from God. Who you talking to? Who are you talking about? Who are you talking? I won't name who it was, but some close kin of mine died, and they were somewhat of a scoundrel and didn't do the folks right. And when the man died, his own children, they had to pay somebody to come and do the service. And so they paid the individual to come and preach the eulogy at the funeral. And of course, they were given good words and all of this and all of that. And so finally, one of the sons finally stood up and said, "Oh my God, somebody open the casket, see who's in there." Who are you talking about? And this is the way I feel with this whole scenario of God sent this man, and he's the God sent that God wanted us to have, and why people keep aligning themselves with this personality is just amazing to me, because everything about it reeks of Diablo. All I see, all I hear, all I smell, all I taste is Diablo. And so how it is people get so caught up in that, Kim Possible 7-Eleven, I just don't get it. I don't, not even a little bit. I don't get it. It did not go well, Crazy Berrytown. It did not go well. So the breakfast sampler shall not fail. And the gates of hell shall not prevail against the breakfast sampler, because that breakfast sampler obviously works. I know, BTD mom, and that's the thing too. Hanging around 45 only damages mental health. And I feel like a lot of the individuals, and particularly from people of color and black folks that are hanging with him, I almost have to wonder, do you already have a mental condition of some sort? Because, and I'm not, at this point, I'm not even trying to play the game of politics here. I'm just dealing with, this man is deranged. There's something about him that is not hitting on all four. And when you start, and look at the people that really attach themselves to them, they're unhinged. They're mentally unhinged. I'm not talking about their politics. These folks are crazy. And so there's a difference to me between talking politics and talking mental health. We're talking about people that literally are something's wrong with them. I tell people all the time, and this is one of the things that I say in the Lion's Den. about discernment. If you ever want and need to discern something, look in a person's eyes, because their eyes will tell you almost everything you need to know. Their eyes will tell you evil. Their eyes will tell you not home. Their eyes will tell you just as clear as a bell. Their eyes will tell you all kinds of, look a person in their eye and you can see so many things. And I'm looking at folks, as you say, that BTD mom, the folks that are really seriously aligning themselves with him, something's wrong with them. And I'm not saying, I mean, literally, I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm not saying that for dialogue and something just to chit chat. These people look like they're missing things that are critically needed for mental welfare. And they just keep lining up. And of course, at this point, I have to say, I don't know what to say about Ray J. I had a lot of thoughts when Whitney died. And as they listen, y'all go over there to Black Twitter, because baby, they reading him for filth over there, because the whole, and I'm talking about the Black community, the business community, from the Black community. I mean, it's just like, why, Ray J? Why would you make this alignment? Why would you make this connection? Why would you partner with this? And again, as SK8843 said earlier, you start talking about dividing and skimming off votes, Black voters. This is all a ploy. And to this end, when people don't realize that they're being used as a tool, they're being used and they're being weaponized to try to break down. I just look at that and I'm just like, y'all wake up, pay attention. Now, y'all know that I say that to you all the time over here in the Lions Den. Pay attention. Listen, SK, I see you. You know how we do it over here. I see those coffee cups. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black, because I tells it like it T-I-Z, tis. That's the way we do it in the Lions Den. No cream, no sugar, strong and black, because I tells it like it T-I-Z, tis. And so that was trending this morning. Black Twitter is just beside itself. And I just wanted to let y'all, let y'all in if you hadn't heard it yet. One time for hanging low, old sweet Tall Pumps. I commend you back to the poll, mother. I commend you back to the poll. The poll conversation continues. Kim Possible, I'm telling you what. Yes, Nathan, swing low, sweet chariot. Oh my Jesus, I need him. I need him. I need him right now. I need him right now. We all dying, DJ Onyx Heart, because these folks are clowning over here in the Lions Den. Coming on down, I'm looking, and I'm booking, because y'all clowning over here. Y'all clowning over here. Good morning, Barbara Hardy. I just got to you, because listen, they clowning in the Lions Den today. I'm trying to tell you. Somebody said we ain't turning water into wine. This water's being turned into whiskey, straight 90 proof, because they cutting up in here today, y'all. They cutting up in here. Oh my Jesus, y'all got me cracking up. He can't be much, because he BTD mom, he needs a grown-up name. He got little boy parts. He got little boy parts. Come here, Ray J. I don't know. You say he got little boy parts because he doesn't have a grown up name yet. But listen, Crazy Berrytown said she saw it. She said I seen it. Ray Yay, if he's so grown up. Fix it, Jesus Jamal. Fix it. Y'all, listen, y'all just gonna have me. Y'all gonna keep us in prayer in here today. Because listen, at the end of the day, the saints in here are cutting up. I need y'all. I need everybody. I need everybody back on the altar. I'm putting everybody back on the altar. Oh, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Come through, Jesus, because the Lions. Woo! Y'all out of control this morning. Y'all out of control this morning. You think the video is gonna be Y'all in this, where is this video, Crazy Berry Town? Where is this video? Where is this video? Because Tall Pumps is in here. I'm not even gonna read your statement. I'm gonna just let the folks read it. Mel said, Google it. Everybody, I haven't seen Raw Confessions. Where have I been? Because I have not seen this video. Am I the only person on earth that has not seen this video? Oh my God. Y'all need Jesus right now. Jesus, come here. The Ray J and KK. It's all over the video. It's all over the internet. Crazy Berry Town. My internet is saved. My internet is saved. See, my internet doesn't have all that stuff on it like y'all got. You know, y'all out here looking at breakfast sampler. But listen, that's my video. That's my internet. My internet is going in. Won't it do it? Won't it do it? Hallelujah. That's what my video is doing. That's what my video is doing. My video is caught up in the clouds. Now, y'all, while I'm caught up in the clouds, y'all out here with the breakfast sampler, the 2 pancakes in the back, the strip of bacon, the 2 boiled eggs, and then that piece of sausage. That's what y'all watching. Y'all got that breakfast sampler. But listen, I rebuke the breakfast sampler. I bind it from Africa. I bind the breakfast sampler, that spirit of derision that wants to come in the lion's den and deceive the peoples and have them eating the wrong plate. I'm talking about a praise going on. Y'all ain't ready for me. Oh, Jesus. Lord, please help us today. Y'all talking about Google it. We done lost it this morning. You can find anything on the World Wide Web, STL. Pastor, now wait a minute, Kim Possible 7-Eleven. Anything's possible when Kim Possible's in the room. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven. Have you seen the video, Kim Possible? Raw Confessions is in the room. We ready to take your confession this morning. Have you seen the video? Nathan Lamont said moist. The ramble, it was educational. You know what? Y'all are... No, that's not how we get an education. That's not how we get an education. You were doing research for such a for such a time as this. You had to bring the people the news. Y'all are too much. You guys are too much. Oh my God. Listen, we got coffee today. This is tea. Where's Teresa Jones? She doesn't do coffee. She does tea. Y'all brought tea in the Lion's Den today. Cause listen, y'all got more tea than we can even deal with up in here. Cause I'm like, what happened to this? This stream is off the chain. You learn from the flicks. Research is important. Listen, y'all just encouraging these folk. Y'all encouraging Top Pumps. Ain't nobody said impotent. Kismet J, thank you so much for following this morning. Y'all gonna give us a bad reputation up here. Look at the eyes, truck driver with discernment. I'm going back to that. Somebody said, ask Herman Cain, 45 destroys your health, as he turns over smoldering in his grave like John Brown's body. So, you know, I'm telling you, all of this alignment that people do with the wrong thing. And yes, the eyes are the window to the soul. For real, truck driver. I gotta say, the light's on, but ain't nobody home. I'm coming on down here. You were going to say something, but you didn't want to be put in time out. Stacy, I don't think you can say too much more than what's already been said up in here. So at the end of the day, I'm telling you what, these saints done went all the way to the left. They have gone all the way to the left. You haven't seen it either. That makes 2 of us. Apparently 2 people in the world have not seen this video. So at the end of the day, everybody else has been educated, as the Rebel Inc. said it was an educational video. So I'm just trying to tell you, y'all doing way too much up in here. Didn't Kane say that he was going to release? Teresa, you seen the video too? 411 Connect. Where am I living under a rock? Am I living under a rock? How did I miss all of this? Y'all going forth over here, and I am completely clueless. I am completely, you have, but you have not. Okay, I saw that I have, but you have not, but you hear things. Come through, Kim Possible, come through. Tall Pumps, you're going to timeout. Where are my moderators? Come on, I got 3. MCP 812 hadn't seen it either. I got 3 folks. I need Tall Pumps to be put in timeout right now, because Tall Pumps is off the chains in here today. Listen, you say any conversation about Ray J is going to take this type of turn. I apparently don't know the brother, because at the end of the day, all I knew was his shenanigans, as I said, with Whitney and all of that falling out and fainting that he did at the funeral. I was like, sit your lips, hips, and your fingertips down from the scuttlebutt that I heard being passed around. But I don't really, other than that, this kid, I didn't even know who Ray J was. So there you have it. Let's let Ray J go this morning, because listen, Ray J has worked this lion's den. Ray J has worked this lion's den. I just thank you for going to the corner. Tall Pumps is taking her own self to the corner, but look at the way she's going. She's twerking and working as she goes. She's bending over. She's shaking it fast. She's showing us what she's working with. I've never seen anybody go to the corner like that. Oh my God. Y'all need Jesus in here. This is funny. Y'all done tickled me. Now, I do want to say this. I appreciate you, because I was really, I'm going to tell it, Biddy, for you to... I was a little concerned. I said, this is a very significant day in the 1-year anniversary with my mom's passing, and I'm just kind of like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through today. I didn't want to get in here and start dropping tears and all that stuff, but y'all have, listen, a merry heart do a good like a medicine. Y'all have tickled me on this fine day. I'm trying to tell you, y'all are the cracks. Y'all are just the straight up cracks. I can't say nothing else. Why is DJ Onyx Hart bringing snacks to Tall Pumps in the corner? That's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm not even gonna. DJ Onyx Hart is bringing snacks to the corner. I gotta turn my brain off right there. Teresa, you haven't seen it. You just read about it being out there. So we got 4 people that haven't seen it. So here we go. I appreciate it. I really do, y'all. This has been a great stream. I'm enjoying that. For everybody that's offended, y'all pray. We tell you all the time, the Lion's Den is righteous and ratchet. So you gonna get either or up in here. So at the end of the day, I appreciate all of the humor that's in the room, because y'all have really tickled my tickle box on today. And listen, I may cry later, but I'm laughing right now. Y'all got me dying. Y'all got me dying in here. This is the cracks. So go on out there and read the story. And it's a whole slew of them. It's a whole slew of them that are in there. And I'm whatever. Now, I'm looking, and this was a good story. I do want to get this in. Tamel, you're going to need Tom after this. Good morning, Michelle Browno. The Lion's Den is out of control. You should have been here earlier, because the Lion's Den is completely, totally out of control. Tall Pumps, Tall Pumps, Tall Pumps. I shall not read. Listen, you trying to lead my eyes into the paths of sin. You trying to listen. There's so many ways that the devil tries to sneak in. If he can't get you to watch the video, y'all type it in words. I'm just y'all done crazy Berry Town. Not the rose. If y'all don't know about the rose, I'm not even gonna tell you about it. But anyhow. Oh my goodness. I said Reboot is rated R at 2:00 p.m. But I needed to rate y'all R this morning because y'all off the chains up in here. Oh, Jesus, help us. She done brought up the rose, Lord Jesus. Well, at the end of the day, let me get serious, y'all. Okay, let me get serious, cause listen, we almost through. What time is it, Lord? Today it's 20 minutes after 8. Let me. But I'm loving every minute of it. To tell the truth, to shame the devil, I'm loving every minute of it. Now, as we get to the story, wow, we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, y'all. Okay, so now we finally are getting some action, and I do want to get your input on this because I'm happy to hear this story. Finally, there's been a setback for the ex-cop who fired blindly into Breonna Taylor's home. His upcoming trial is going to be partially, not completely, but partially open to the press. So yeah. Crazy Berry Town, I love you. Tall Pumps, y'all. Stacy, it's over. It's just over. I'm trying to reel it in, but this shall not be reeled in. It's just over. That's what raw confessions. Go back to lurking and working. Because you're aiding and abetting. You're aiding and abetting criminals. You're aiding and listen. I need y'all to put y'all too much. Okay, let's get to Breonna. You going to the corner too? Scoot over, Tall Pumps. Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Okay, so here we go. I'm trying to regroup y'all, but y'all know once I get tickled, it's hard for me to come back. So at the end of the day, the police officer no, DJ Onyx Heart, we don't need you taking snacks. We don't need you taking breakfast samplers to the corner. Oh my God. Okay, let me bring it back. Oh, Jesus, help me right now. Okay, so Brett Hankison, y'all remember him? He's the guy that is largely responsible for that hailfire of bullets in Breonna Taylor's apartment that took her life. So now, so at this point, we're looking at felony charges from the shooting, but not for killing the 26-year-old resident. So, you know, I'm looking, and this was what was so ridiculous about this story. We're going to talk about I know you're not sorry. Tall Pumps. So, at the end of the day, now he's not being charged with killing Breonna Taylor. You know, they came out with this. They didn't know whose bullet killed her and all this mess. You know, now come on, you got ballistics capabilities and everything else. You could figure out what bullets came from which guns if you really wanted to. They're not trying to do all of that. And I believe, if memory serves me correctly, they got charged for the bullets that went in somebody else's apartment. if memory serves me correctly, that was what the charges were for the bullets that went in somebody else's apartment. But nonetheless, at the end of the day, Hankerson and his trial that's upcoming is now considering that they've got a setback because originally it was going to be closed off to everybody. But a judge finally came out. It was reported to me this morning that the Louisville, Kentucky officer will have partial press coverage in the actual trial. Now, I feel like this is significant because I'm always concerned, and particularly in Louisville, we've had so many dastardly things going on in Louisville that at the end of the day, I just feel like we need eyes on the situation. We need eyes on the situation because at the end of the day, when you can take everything behind closed doors and nobody knows what's going on behind those closed doors, and Kentucky has already shown us some dastardly behavior, some racist mindsets and some racist energy permeating the system, I feel like just like the camera has become a good friend to the Black community in being able to capture something on video so it's not just the police officer's word against a Black person, and obviously very often being the police officer's word, even if it's a lie, even if it's fabricated, even if it's made up, just the by sheer virtue of the fact that the police officer said it has been the word that has gone as truth. But video footage has turned that thing on its ear. So tall pumps. Tall pumps. Tall pumps. Yes, Stacy. That's what's that's what's so dastardly about it, Stacy. It wasn't for killing her. It was not for killing her. And at the end of the day, that is just the ultimate in insult to me, Stacy. And they tried to say they didn't know which bullet, which shot, which gun, all of these different factors. We don't know. But you can find out. You've had plenty of time to find out. And you've chosen not to do that. Y'all, Tall Pumps is in the corner. Tall Pumps is in the corner. She's in timeout and she's still cutting up in timeout. Yes, Stacy. And that is to me the ultimate insult, because you do all of this for shooting into somebody else's room, but you're not doing anything about the actual crime of killing this woman. And I think this is the insult that the family is so offended by. Oh yeah, Teresa, all this modern technology we got, they know. They listen, I'm gonna give you that one.
Why you always lying?
They lying, Mel. They lying. So at the end of the day, you know, I'm looking and I'm just dismayed that that is the case, Stacy, that it's not for killing her. And that's the first line of the story. Mind you, to keep that in people's minds. This is not for killing her. So at the end of the day, it's still an insult to the family. However, if we can put this man in some kind of time where he has to pay for whatever. Now, I don't know how they picked him out. Maybe because I don't know how they picked him out. I really don't, because it was a whole lot of shooting going on. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. It was a whole lot of shooting going on. So at the end of the day, I'm just like, that's what was going on in Breonna Taylor's house. And so I feel like there needs to be some more charges involved. Definitely an unarmed woman serving in the wrong apartment, this alleged warrant that I don't think anybody produced. I mean, it was so many things wrong with that Breonna Taylor story from beginning to ending. I think it's a tragedy that no charges as far as her murder Because that was a straight up, I see, I'm gonna give it to you. Mel said we going for a ride and we coming back alone. So at the end of the day, I gotta say, I feel you, Mel, because this scenario right here, I think Breonna Taylor's story is probably one of the worst ever. One of the worst ever stories of somebody that was, yeah, there you go, Mel. We going for a ride and we coming back alone. That story, even right up there ranking with George Floyd and the lynching that we watched, everybody worldwide, that story, Breonna Taylor's story, in my opinion, needs to be right up there with the George Floyd story, because there's no reason why that young lady should be dead today. There's no reason. There's no reason why they should have been in her apartment. There's just no reason. This is just jacked up. This is all kinds of jacked up. And Stacey, it's a huge insult. If that was my loved one, if Breonna Taylor, and I'm taking it even from the standpoint of she's my sister. This is egregious. This is absolutely positively egregious. They figured out it was his bullet that actually killed her, but they don't want him to go to jail for the murder. At the end of the day, Stacey, no ma'am, no sir. This is all kinds of wrong, because they came in that apartment guns blazing, unannounced, serving the wrong address. No ma'am. They murdered that baby. They murdered that baby. And it's insulting the way it's been done. But we're talking about Kentucky, my old Kentucky home. These are areas why, again, when this story is coming out, they were talking about this is a setback. And so I wanted to see what was the setback. And the setback is that it's going to be partially open to the press. That ain't no setback. That is not a setback for a setback for who? The man that killed her, but it's not a setback. Listen, I don't even like the idea that they use the term setback in the story, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, listen, it should have been coverage. Oh, I'm gonna give it to you. Let me get it for you. Let me get it for you. I see you, DJ Onyx Heart. Could it be? Could it be? Uh-oh, I hit the wrong button. That's that whiskey. That's that 90 proof. Oh, and I still didn't say the devil. The devil. Girl, this is all jacked up. That was so out of order. But there you go, DJ Onyx Heart. It's Diablo. And at the end of the day, MCP 812, none. At the end of the day, I feel like as it's happening, it really, really is. It's happening. But nonetheless, we still need more action, because I feel this is an affront. This is an affront to Black people to have to listen to, you're going to get felony charges, not on taking and murdering this young woman and taking her life, but we're going to give you for recklessly shooting into other folks' apartments. Your neighbor's apartment is more important than you. Your neighbor, now I'm gonna say that again. Now let that sink in. Your neighbor, you're recklessly shooting into your neighbor's apartment. Your neighbor's apartment is more important than your life. Is that what you're saying to me? That is what you're saying to me, but that's what you're saying to me. And so I'm telling you, it is just egregious. It's totally unacceptable. Partially, Nathan, and to me, that's another thing that I have to take issue with as well, while they're talking about a setback, because it's going to be partially covered. I guess they're deciding who they'll let in and who can't come in. I don't know how they make that determination of who can come in. Teresa, you think that her boyfriend was able to point out the officer that was the main cop? And now we talk about trauma. We talk about, oh yeah, it'll raise your blood pressure, Nathan Lamont. It'll raise your blood pressure, and it is what causes distrust. DJ Onyx Hart. When you think in terms of black male trauma, this man saw his girlfriend, fiance, whatever level of relationship they were in at the time, shot and gunned down. He witnessed that. Now, if anything, they were probably coming in for a black male, and she just unfortunately happened to be the one that took the brunt of all of those bullets. But at the end of the day, I feel like in serving a warrant, what kind of warrant can you be serving that justifies coming in and just shooting up somebody's apartment? I mean, make that make sense to me. Make that make sense. We got a warrant, so we come in with guns blazing. Make that make sense. I'm so serious. Isn't the idea of the warrant to take a person into custody? Not to kill them, but to take them into custody. Am I missing something somewhere? Am I confused? Am I not understanding the purpose of coming in and kicking in while people are sleeping, innocent people are sleeping, kicking in, and then you just unload? I mean, it's all kinds of egregious. If they start hitting those cops in their money belt, I think this would change a little. And I agree, Teresa, but that's why a lot of times, if you know and understand, the police have a lot of money backing them up to be able to settle these types of cases. And it's not necessarily coming out of the police officers' money, but they got money out there for the police department to settle these types of issues. And they don't care about shelling out a few, because at the end of the day, they still filthy rich. They still have money. And so I feel like we've got to, as Stacy 546 says all the time, it almost needs to be completely dismantled so that you can come back and restructure it. If the foundation is bad, and I'm gonna go here, if the foundation is bad, and let's just deal with it from the basic standpoint of that, and let's use, as we do in scripture when we're preaching and giving parables and telling stories in our sermon. As I would say, if I was preaching this as a sermon, if the foundation is bad, what is it that makes us think that we can come and just start building up walls and putting in floors on top of it when the foundation is bad? And we know the foundation is, oh, I got you. You talking about their retirement. Baby. I feel like they shouldn't even get that retirement money. You know, when you come in and you're committing egregious crimes and killing up folk for no good reason, I feel like that spigot should be cut off. Now, that's my personal opinion. So at the end of the day, trauma for individuals and the community at large, all of us, SK, because we're traumatized by these kinds of scenarios. I see you, BTD mom. That's how the story is told. They're swaying how the story is told. And this spin the narrative that we currently, and it's not new. They've been doing it all along. It just, I think, Scandal really taught us how you can spin the narrative and tell another story, to put it out there for public consumption, and it can be just as big a lie as you want it to be, but tell it anyway. And I think this is really what we saw even with 45's administration. Tell a lie as big as you want to tell it, and the people will believe. Somebody's gonna believe that lie. I don't care how preposterous, how insane, how crazy, how asinine. Somebody's gonna believe it. So this is nothing new. And the spinning stories. I wish we could move away from this time of just being able to put any kind of lie out there, any kind of slant, any kind of change the narrative scenario and expect the people to take it as truth. I'm sick of it. and it has really skewed the whole system. So at the end of the day, yes, SK 8843, it leaves trauma for the individuals and it leaves trauma for the community at large, because what that says to you, this could happen to you. This could very easily have been you. This could have been your child. This could have been your sister, your brother. This could have been your mother, your father. This could have been any one of us. And so that trauma just continues. That trauma just mounts and grows. And so, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it has to be uprooted and redone. And I'm with you, Stacy 546. I feel like the foundation of it needs to be redone, because if we look at the reality, when we talk about peacekeepers and the keeping of the peace, it was not for brown and black bodies. It was keeping of the peace for privileged white people. That's how it came into existence, and it has continued to largely hold true to that as a foundational belief. So, well, everybody ain't like that. Listen, I'm not even going there. Because again, I'm talking and I'm addressing foundational issues. The foundation is bad. And y'all trying to prop up something that the foundation is bad from Jump Street. So, you know, that's how I feel about that. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black, because I'm going to tell it like a TIZ. You tell me any other scenario where you know the foundation is bad and you try to build on it anyway. You're not going to see that scenario. And so I'm trying to understand how we want to, in certain areas, pick and choose where we choose to believe the foundation can be made right and propped up without any kind. No, man, to the core, the foundation to the core, rotten and wrong. So you got to deal with that. And for whatever reason, folks don't want to hear that, because nobody wants to do the work. We'd rather try to patch it here, get it jacked up over there, and do this and do that instead of fixing it. And I'm at a point now where I'm like, hey, it's happening. It needs to be fixed. It doesn't need to be jacked up. It doesn't need to be propped up. It needs to be fixed. So, Kim Possible, you said they had already arrested the person they were looking for before they killed her. The whole thing was a complete police operation gone wrong. You saw the minute by minute documentary a few years ago. This continual devaluation of black lives is beyond comprehension. And I agree with you. And that's why I said, and at what point, you know, it's like we just kind of sit and we see it happening. But where are the people that need to be speaking and roaring and saying this will not stand? This will not stand. So, you know, I feel like there's a place. I just heard this. You shall not pass. We're not gonna let you just get away with this stuff and just keep letting it happen and like, okay, it's gonna change after a while. No. It needs to be addressed now. It needs to be addressed now. And come on, the guy's already in jail and y'all out here killing up people. A total tear down from top to bottom. Come on, Stacy. But folks don't want to do that work, Stacy. Municipalities don't want to spend the money. And so ultimately what you have is, you know, one by one, y'all waiting for them to retire. One by one, maybe they'll get some jail time. One by one. In the meantime, black folk are out here getting killed left and right. And how we feel that's okay. Somebody explain it to me, Lucy. Explain it to me. Somebody explain that to me. Because the numbers are still, and as a matter of fact, I saw a statistic. Good morning, Cassandra Isaiah. Come on in the lion's den. Come on, sis. Yes, a bad foundation in our nation. So many things need to be redone, completely redone for justice sake, for equity's sake. And so this is the thing that I look at. And I say to myself, how long will we continue to drag our feet on these processes in these systems? Because we know they're skewed. We know they're jacked up. Even right now, the voting rights was in today because, they came out, I believe, let me get the guy's name because I want to call the right one, because a couple of people are talking about the voting rights issue. And at the end of the day, we're looking, and Clyburn has come out this morning, and he's saying, we got to have a full court press on the voting rights. You think? Yes, we do need to have a full court press, but this is what I'm saying. We've got to have this on a continuum. We need to really go in and address all of these areas and issues, and it needs to be completely revamped. And so I'm looking and I'm saying, and I'm not just trying to get in politics, but in this issue, I'm talking about even where we're talking about the legal system, the justice system, the policing system. All of this stuff that's interconnected, all of this stuff needs to be revamped. All of this stuff needs to be fixed, not just patched, not patchwork. We need it fixed, which is a foundational revolution that needs to happen. The system which was built on white supremacy has to be destroyed and rebuilt with a new mindset. That's exactly what I'm saying, Kim said. Kim Possible, thank you so much. Because we know the foundation on which it was built, which is why you don't want to have CRT. You don't want critical race theory. And again, that's at college level. They're not teaching that in the grade schools and da-da-da-da-da. We keep having this stupid argument. And we shouldn't have, while you want to pass a bill, don't make me feel bad. What are we talking about? So all of this is still and it's flying through with flying colors. Now you'll pass something like that, don't make me feel bad, but then you don't want to give equality and justice for all. It still speaks to the fact that that white supremacist system is still largely intact. Now there you have it. That's the real ha-ha. The white supremacy and racist system is still largely intact. And some way, somehow, we've got to come out like Martin Luther King saying, why we can't wait. We can't wait. We're not going to do this inch by inch. Anything's a cinch. No, we need this. We need this totally revamped. We need this thing totally. I'm with you, Stacey. I'm ready to do the work. I'm ready to do the work. A system that is built on the devaluation of Black people will always excuse the murder of Black people, Kim Possible. It will always. Because the value is not there. Do y'all remember, and again, I'm not trying to be political, but I'm just bringing up the point. Do y'all remember the other day when Mitch said, Black people, African Americans are voting just as much as other Americans, as if African Americans are not Americans. And then I heard somebody that was really trying to argue Mitch's point. Well, he acknowledged that they were Americans when he said African Americans. No, he was using African American in place of Black. He was using African American in place of people of color, or shall we get to Mitch and say colored? He was using it in that context. He was not trying to identify African Americans as Americans. And so this is the thing, because again, as you said, Kim Possible, there's a devaluation of Black people still in existence in this country. And so the murder of Black people is not an issue. The murder of Black people is not something that causes people to stop and say, this is not right. This has to change, and change now, not 2 years from now, not 20 years from now, not through some snail pace, going through processes, because y'all rush anything else you want through. Anything else you want rushed through, it gets done. Anything else you want to happen, guess what? It happens, even with all the processes that are in place. So what you're saying to me is that you don't care and you don't want to do it. So you're dragging your feet, and subsequently nothing gets done. And that's why I say, as I've said so many times, the same signage while we're out here marching in the streets, the same signs that we carry in 2022 are the same signs that we were carrying in the 50s and the 60s. Houston, there is a problem. If in 2022 I can carry the exact same signage and it's still yet true today, there's a problem, because we're talking about how many years now And we still are able to say the very same things. And it's true. So this is where, no, we can't wait. This isn't a matter of, we're just going to take our time. There are some things that need to be addressed right now. If white people feel uncomfortable, let's pass a bill. Okay. And that's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing, Stacey. Now, while they're continuing to kill Black lives, and they're continuing to suppress Black votes, they're continuing to mete out oppression against Black-skinned individuals. If you make me feel uncomfortable, let's pass a bill. And this is just egregious. It's just absolute reboot. I'm telling you, BTD mom, we've got to reboot. And so, these are the types of things that I want us to pay attention. And again, coming back to really my girl, Breonna Taylor still has not gotten justice. And man, if that is not a reason to weep, if that is not a reason to cry, if that's not a reason to cry loud and spare not and lift up our voices like a trumpet, if that's not a reason to really stand up and show up for this young woman who did not deserve all of those bullets that were riddled in her body, if that's not a reason to stand up and say enough is enough, I just don't know what is. I just don't know what is. Because this, I'm telling you, that we got going on right now in the legal system and in the policing system. No. So at the end of the day, I wanted to bring that up. So I'm going to see it instead of a negative. I'm going to see it. And I know, they like the wording, but that wording also plays to both sides of the base. In case you didn't know, they choose those words very selectively so that it plays to both sides of the base. But it wasn't no setback. It was a win. And so I want us to understand what's going on, even with Breonna Taylor's case. And again, I almost have to say, it's really not Breonna Taylor the case is about. And that's what actually makes it even more egregious, that it's really not about her. My God, today, if that ain't jacked up, I just don't know. Now, for my fake baseball fans, I don't know if I got any. Do I have any baseball fans in here? This is the other thing that has come out this morning, and it's happening, but we still got to push. We still got to press. So Barry Bonds got passed over once more and again for being inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. He's been passed over again. Now, as I can see, and what I understand, they're basically saying this was his last opportunity because there's a 10-year window that they offer where you can be inducted in again, Rebel, again. He's been passed over again, and apparently now they came up with some kind of remote system that they may be able to finagle and bring him in. Stacy 546, inquiring minds want to know. And with that, he has had numerous years of backers and fans and supporters that have been crying foul. And so again, this being his last year to be chosen, it looks like he's going to be passed over unless there's some kind of miracle that happens, because he's exhausted his 10-year opportunity window. And so listen, and this is what makes it even more egregious. And so his 10-year final, this was his 10th and final year for eligibility. So it looks like he's out, but they voted in David Ortiz. And so this is what happened. Good morning, Bearded Bear Town. Come on in the Lion's Den. We're so glad to have you in here. We've been clowning this morning. So we're just getting to some of our while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered stories. And this is what happened. Now take this. David Ortiz came out and said, yes, Rebel, that's who got the nod. He came out and said, I want to read if I can, because Barry Bonds actually congratulated him. He said, congratulations, Big Papi, on your induction into the Hall of Fame. Is very well deserved. I love you, my brother. That's what he tweeted. Barry Bonds tweeted to Ortiz upon Ortiz. Now this is what you talk about, the ultimate of grace. Oh yeah, it's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. That's what we're talking about in the ultimate of grace and poise. That at this point, you know, Barry Bonds didn't come out swinging at Ortiz because Ortiz didn't have anything to do with it. And as Barry Bonds said, he felt like he was deserving of it. And so at the end of the day, you know, it's just really it's sad. It's really sad because going back to what we were saying earlier, that whole concept that Kim Possible, as you said, the devaluation of black bodies and what you said, he's a better person than you are, Stacey. I hear you. So basically, when he tweeted that to Ortiz, I was trying to find his actual tweet because I wanted to read it verbatim. But basically, Ortiz came back and said, oh, this is okay. I think I found it. He said, to my favorite player of all time, coming from you, that means the world to me. This is his response back to Barry Bonds and Barry Bonds being overlooked and Barry Bonds congratulating him. Again, to my favorite player of all time, coming from you, that means the world to me. I was expecting that I would be walking in by your side because you are the true deal. I love you and I respect you. So you see these brothers sharing love back and forth between one another in spite of this dastardly, and I'm gonna say it again, dastardly situation that they were thrown in. And it's unfortunate when you've got people that have proven themselves, broken records, done all kinds of phenomenal performance. And this is why I'm saying to us, we can't get so attached to the accolades and the praises of men, because even in this situation, you have a gentleman who's very much deserving. You have a gentleman who, you know, explain it, Lucy. Explain to me how this man is not making the Hall of Fame. And yet and still, I know it's a shame. Mel, I see you. It's rightfully so. He should have. You cannot come up with any of his stats, his performance, or anything else and compare it to everybody else that they put in the Hall of Fame and explain to me why this man has been purposely overlooked, walked over, and left out. And so ultimately, it's a devaluing of this man's career and what he's contributed to the baseball arena. And this is the thing that we got to understand and take into consideration here too. So off of his back, off of his performance, off of his excellence, those team owners and those teams and franchises have made buku money off this man. They've made, yeah. Now let's put the financial aspect and element into it. When you have performers like a Barry Bonds that people want to come and see, and they're paying their money to see him just outperform everybody else in the field, those franchises and those owners are making buku money off of the backs of these people. And then to overlook this man and deny him after all of his career of performance and bringing, show me the money. Barry Bonds bought them money. And then at the end of the day, to just flagrantly overlook him and say, you ain't worth the trouble, you didn't make it in. And 10 years of eligibility to qualify, and 10 years, 1, okay, I didn't make it this year. 2, I didn't make it this year. 3, and all the way through 10 years, and then to get to 10, and then still, I didn't make it this year. Man, that's some jacked up stuff. That's some plantation action right there, in my opinion. Y'all know how I do it in here. This, y'all, is the lion's den. And so no cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black. Cause listen, I'm gonna tell it like it T.I.'s is. King Coogee, I just looked down and saw you, man. Good morning. This is my sire. This is my brother. This is my friend. If you're not following King Coogee, please follow King Coogee, because he's all that in a bag of chips. Let me see what you're saying to me. They don't want to put him in because then they would have to put all the other Dawson era guys in that they denied for the same reason. Just show stats is not how you get in. It's who like you. I got you. I got you. So, you know, at the end of the day, King Coogee, I hear you. But listen, did Pete Rose make it in? Oh, now correct me. Did y'all tell me? Did Pete Rose make it in? I'm asking a genuine question. Pete Rose didn't make it in. You know, there's a whole lot of folk. When you start talking about performance enhancing chemicals, it's a whole lot, baby. You'd almost have to sit everybody down, in my opinion, because at the end of the day, I feel like the National Baseball League has some of the most egregious actions of racism over anybody. And that's the way I feel about it. Some of the most egregious actions over anybody. That at the end of the day, and I'm gonna take that in almost all of the sports, because we're finding out more and more and more and more every day. It's going back to what you said, King Coogee. Who likes you? At the end of the day, it's stats is not it. It's who likes you. And this is where we've got to get to the point of where's the equity in this? Where are we going to get to a point where we have some level of equality? Because listen, the foundation is staying on the hall of shame, shame, shame. Diablo shows up everywhere. Come through, Cassandra. Because this is the thing. I watched a video of the Patriots. And, you know, I'm trying to remember, y'all may be able to tell me the football player. So I've jumped over into the football arena. But the one that ended up killing himself, y'all may know he was a Patriots player. The boy was really a drug addict, for real. But all of this that was going on, and at the end of the day, I'll have to look and see who it was. Good morning, DJ Wild Rose Onyx Heart. Good to see you, sis. I had to get the sunlight out of Hernandez. Thank you. And at the end of the day, if you watched that documentary, King Coogee, they were all being dosed up. So they came in immediately dosing up. Now, you know, it may be somebody saying, well, I don't know if I necessarily believe that or not. I don't disbelieve it. I believe they're all dosed up. And even as was the scenario there, the allegations and the way they presented it was that when you walk in the door, you walk in getting dosed up. So, I just, and that's my take on it, King Coogee. If we're talking about that as a factor, who's innocent? Who is innocent? So, I don't know. That's just my take on it. At the end of the day, the brothers being denied once more and again, and the Saints are upset. You believe most of the team docs do what they can to keep the team going. I agree. And a lot of times we don't know. And when we talk about really the whole element of how they keep those players on their feet, how they keep those players going when they're injured, how they keep those players going. If we really saw and heard the real ha behind all of that, I think we'd be shocked, stunned, and amazed. So there you go. And yes, those team docs, right on into the Olympics and everything else, those team docs know what they're doing. So I don't believe they're innocent on that. So I see y'all got quiet. King Coogee came out alert on that when we start talking about some sports. I appreciate you coming in and putting in your 2 cents, and I appreciate you for that, because these are some conversations I enjoy having too. It would be hard to find someone that wasn't back then, and I agree with you, Stacy. I honestly agree with you on that. So I feel like, singling some out and not all, to me, is unfair when we know I'm gonna say, it's reported to me that for certain everybody was being dosed up. So take it for what it is. I think I've talked myself right to the end of the day. I want to thank you guys once more and again. This has been a glorious day. I know I lost some of you guys on the sporting element here at the end, but I still feel like it's conversations we need to have, especially when our athletes are being told, shut up and play. Our athletes are being told, like, you're not a human being. All we want you here is for the purpose of entertainment, and we could care less about you. I still feel like these are issues that we need to talk about on every level in all arenas. And so this I wanted to bring to the forefront of our attention, because that's a big conversation that's going on this morning, because once more and again, he was left out. The eye on the health care for these athletes is a new thing, because folks are started to die early. Exactly, King Kuji. And then you started having, and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna address that. You started having people that after death, and they were doing autopsies on these people, and they started seeing all these injuries and all of this brain trauma that they had and other things going on in the body. And then suddenly in these more recent times, we've started saying there is a problem. And I think they should have been doing it the whole time. Absolutely. But it's definitely in the limelight right now, so it's getting different attention. Didn't that football player that quit a couple of weeks ago expose them doping him to play through a sprained ankle? Brown, and he's suing. And so, you know, this is, you talk with a forked tongue. This is all I'm trying to say in the sporting arena. And thank you all for bringing, because this is exactly what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. We're talking with a forked tongue. We will dope you up. We will give you all kinds of stuff and put you out there on the field for the W in the column. But then when it comes time to acknowledge you for putting yourself out here like an animal on the farm, when it comes time to acknowledge what you did and what you gave of yourself, your literal health and your body, we'll look at you and thumb our noses and say no. That's exactly what I'm trying to talk about. And I hope, you know, at the end of the day, I know a lot of people had a lot to say about Brown, and it looked absolutely crazy to us, but at the end of the day, I hope that Joker, if in fact, and I'm not surprised, and I definitely believe his story, I believe they were doping him up so he could play on that ankle. I hope that Joker wins. Now, so there, I hope that Joker wins, because yeah, so I you know, I'm at the end of the day, so I'm not gonna stir it up again. But listen, this is an area, beloved, I don't think we can leave our athletes out, because our black athletes are being used like chattel, like livestock, and they're paying great prices out here. They're paying great prices with their bodies. They're paying great prices emotionally. You know, and I think this is what Naomi Osaka has really brought to the table. I'm not going to just continue to put myself out there to be mentally and emotionally tortured and traumatized by the press. I'm not going to do it. We've got to pay attention. And I think it's an area that we really need to give some energy to, because just because they're paying their money, a lot of those athletes do not necessarily have the knowledge and the wherewithal to fight the system. And I think there's some voices that need to speak up. I really, really do. There's some voices that need to speak up. In my opinion, no cream, no sugar. Take this coffee strong and black and tell it like it T-I-Z-Tis. Because we watch the games. We do. We watch the games. We love the sports. We love the teams. But what's really happening to these athletes as human beings, I think we need to pay attention to that too. We can't just write them off and act like no big deal, in my opinion. So Aaron Hernandez, yes, Mel, thank you for that. And that story, if that's not a tragedy happening, that happened, that story is heart-wrenching. If you've not seen it, I think it's on Netflix or Hulu, I can't remember which. If you've not seen the Aaron Hernandez story, it is heart-wrenching, and it addresses a lot of the things that I'm saying here as a team and what they're doing to our kids. It's got to stop. Something needs to change. Roar righteously everywhere in every arena. That's what we're doing, Cassandra. And hidden news, all the soccer players dying from getting jabbed from hearts exploding, all for our viewing pleasure. It is dastardly. It is dastardly. And I think the time has come for us to really say, no, we're not going to do that. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to give in to that. It's a new day. Even in our sporting, it's a new day. And everybody needs to be treated as human. I don't care who you are. The athletes have a part of the blame too, because they don't want the money train to end. So they got to be able to keep playing. Some of them have no second way to live. And that's true. And that's something we got to look at, King Kuji. What are we giving as a backup? What are we giving as an alternative? What are we investing in? We got to look at all of that so that when that 15 minutes of fame is over, because your body can only take that for so long, even with them drugging and doping you up, your body can only take that for so long. What are we giving to them as a backup? What do they know to do as a backup? And half of them don't know about money. They haven't handled money. And haven't even seen the money. And so when their time and career is up, they turn around and the money is gone. Because the people that they hired to manage their money, you know what's up. Well, I got to get out of here, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. On that note, we're going to let it go. And listen, not just the people, but I feel for the athletes too. And I feel for my brother. Well, I feel for my brother and I feel for my sister. This has been another edition of Yes You O Cubed, one-on-one, just me and you, y'all. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and I appreciate you all for coming in here. Now, I want you to come back 12 o'clock noon because I got good grief. I got my sisters, Crazy Berrytown and Kim Possible 7-Eleven. They're going to come in and we're going to do this journey of grief together. And I want you to be here. 2 o'clock, come back and check in with my millennials. That is rated R. I think this morning was rated R, Lord Jesus. But I want y'all to come back in here and check it out because we got something to say. We got something to do. All right. Now I want you to follow me out here in these streets. I want you to follow me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, Twitter, Twitch, Anchor, Discord, and more. I'm out there, y'all. And listen, this is our mantra. I don't have a spirit of fear. I don't have a spirit of intimidation. I have power. I have love. I have a sound mind. And I am all powerful in love. I want you to be the change. Don't just talk about change, but I need you to be the change. Get out there. Like Stacy 546 said, I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and work to change this. That's the mentality I want y'all to have with boss energy. And you're not in it alone because it's us, you, me, we all. Understand that, beloved. We in this together. Our daily affirmation. I am whole. There are no gaps in my spirit. Only a small opening for breakthroughs. I am one with my entire journey. The present moment is the only moment my soul cares to exist in. I am in pursuit of self-evolution. Wherever I go, growth finds me. However I heal, abundance finds me. Whatever I do, a miracle finds me. I am the beacon light my blessings are searching for. The longer I sit in the warmth of my glow, the easier it is for them to spot me. With gratitude, faith, and humility, I am the resolution to any challenge that comes my way. I want y'all to feel the power, y'all. Feel the power. And at the end of the day, thank y'all for that raid train. Y'all came in here with the raid train as you did on the other day. And I want you to know I appreciate you. Everybody that contributed, everybody that gave, y'all are just the most beautiful people up in here. To my mods, I always appreciate you because you keep this party going. Now listen, the Lion's Den was all the way live this morning and we had a great time. You all helped me make it through the anniversary time for my mother's passing. I want to appreciate you because it means the world to me. You blessed me today. BTD Mom, DJ Stacy Bless One, MCP 812, and Uncle Diddy. Thank you all. I appreciate you. Listen to my moderators, the Rebel Inc., Shelly Thunder, and Michelle Brownell. You know I appreciate you more than words. To my followers that came on today, Kismet Jade, thank you for following. And to the resubs and the subs, Tall Pumps, DJ Dog Style, Miss Nisi, Miss Fee07, KB Browns, and Dog Lex. I appreciate you all so much for that. And listen to everybody that hosted the stream: The Rebel Inc., DJ Onyx Hart, BTD Mom, Crazy Berrytown, Stacy 546, Jonna CPW, Kim Possible 711, DJ Stacy Blessed One, DJ James Dark Knight, and thank you for that 5-piece DJ Dark Knight. Tall Pumps, I appreciate every last one of you. I love you, I love you, I love you. We're gonna raid somewhere, so copy that raid message and come on over with us. Come back and see me at 12 o'clock. Come back and see me sometime, big boy. Come back and see me some. Not Ray J. Ray J, we don't want you. You don't come. You don't come here. We don't want you. You don't come. Okay, I'm out of here. Peace for your journey.